Ever snapped at someone and shocked even yourself? That wasn't you being dramatic. It was your soul trying to do a jailbreak. Big emotions often means old pain ready to leave. I once had a client with a major anger management issue and really regretted many moments of her screaming at her husband, screaming at her child, and having to go mend that relationship. And she wished that she could have kept her emotions in check and not having to go out to ruin that otherwise harmonious family. And if we trace back, it all starts with her upbringing, her childhood with a father who was very stern and very strict and preferred children to be seen and not heard. So she often had emotions that she had to suppress and repress and not express. So that outburst or those outbursts are not random. They actually were deeply rooted, that really needs to come out to move and to show and to let herself be heard. Emotions show up loudest right before they're released. I once cried during a badminton match because it wasn't about the game at all. It triggered a deep wound around not being good enough. I remembered I had just started playing badminton for 1 or 2 years, and I wasn't a good player. I'm still not the best player, but I stepped into court and nobody stepped in, which means that nobody wanted to play with me. Or if I ask someone if they want to partner me and they say no, they don't want to partner me. My God, I went to the toilet and I cried. Our bodies react to layers we didn't realize that were still active. And sometimes these show up during healing and surprise even myself, that we don't even know they were around, and they actually governs or manage a lot of our decision making, a lot of choices that we make. We didn't even realize that it's because of these deep emotions that are embedded in ourselves, in our body. The why now moments are often soul timed. So for me, that was a realization that it's time for me to heal about those thoughts or those emotions or those remembrance of those events and those experiences of when I'm not good enough. So in the healing work that we do, we don't talk our way through these feelings, we move them. When we go into the energy and tap into the emotions, we feel the trapped grief inside the body. So if it is anger, we try to understand the hurt and then allow the healing. Or if it is sadness, we then put in the different energy to allow happiness to see and to come through. And when all this healing is able to happen to the soul, the client literally can feel the physical release, like the clearing of the throat, the softening of the facial muscles, the chest suddenly could breathe and expand, and the tears that flows. All this physical expression just comes naturally because the soul finally feels safe and whole again, because it is able to be vulnerable and is able to express without being judged, without being afraid of saying something and not be heard again. So often the body finally feels safe and the client feels lighter, more soft, and more grounded and more stable. You're finally starting to hear yourself. So don't judge the cry. It is often a process and it's a sign of progress. Emotions that are repressed, suppressed, often leads to a depressed soul. And your soul knows that. So share this with someone who you know is falling apart.